Hey everybody, how are you? David DeFranco here from daviddefranco.com. Summer 2014 is quickly coming to a close. I know many of you hate hearing that. But personally, I'm looking very forward to the fall and the winter because, well, I'm a holiday freak. I love me some Thanksgiving, some Christmas, all that good stuff. Anyway, today's video is a tour of this, my office for summer of 2014. Now, keep in mind two things. One, I recently did an in-depth tour of my Gamer and Geek shelf. That's what I like to call it. So if you're interested in watching that, check out the link right below. And point number two, this setup is temporary, of which I'll talk about shortly. Enjoy the tour. Alright, so starting this tour, I just want to say real quick, I'm not going to go too in-depth because I'm assuming most of you have seen my office many times. And really, things don't change that much over the months. But still, I hope you enjoy. So here we go. This is my corner lamp, my Hypno Cube on the first shelf, Mac Mini, first generation Apple TV, and the bottom shelf is empty. This is my Canon EOS Rebel T4i, my primary camera for my videos, at least Tuesday through Friday, and Monday's videos, usually my weekend vlog, which is recorded using the camera that I'm holding right now, my Panasonic HTC SD600K. Awesome camcorder. I've had it for a few years. But anyway, this is an awesome camera. I've had this thing for maybe at least a year now, a year and a half, I'm not totally sure. That's my Rode stereo mic, which does a phenomenal job at capturing my audio. This is my tripod. I always forget the exact model, but there it is, Alta Plus 204 AP. Great tripod. Now, this is my newest monitor, the AOC Q2963PM Multiply Your Screen is basically the whole selling point of it because it is a 21:9 super wide monitor with a resolution of, where is it? I think, yeah, here it is, 2560 by 1080. Now, you will hear me talk about this monitor plenty. Well, by now you've seen my unboxing video, hopefully, but I will go very in-depth in my review video, which will go live in maybe a week to a week and a half from now. But getting back to the tour, if we pan to the right, this is my rear left speaker, which is part of my Logitech speaker setup. That's actually a portable hard drive from a client. I still need to copy over a file for an upcoming project. That's a package I need to ship, and those are my items for my next tech haul, which should be out by next week. So this is kind of like my shipping and printing center, I call it, because I find myself often shipping products for myself or eBay or clients or anything like that. So I have an entire section dedicated to just that. I have my printer for printing labels, my video notes, packing tape, scotch tape, bunch of paper, and boxes and all that good stuff. Not that exciting, but hey, it's interesting to me. Panning to the right, this is my video umbrella lighting kit, at least one part of it. Now, I have had people say in the past that I should flip the umbrella around, but for my videos, recordings, and whatever, I prefer it facing this way. But sometimes, if I have too much glare on my glasses, like I do now for my windows, these glasses are extremely reflective, then yes, I will spin it around. But for general use, I just leave it as is, and it seems to do a good job. So down there is my UPS, my uninterruptible power supply. I believe that's what it's called. And I have plenty of outlets available and all that good stuff. Panning up, this is my Gamer and Geek shelf. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go in depth. Actually, I'm really not going to mention anything because I'm just assuming that you will be watching my shelf tour, which again is linked right below. So check it out. I appreciate your support. On up here is a little Lisa keychain from The Simpsons and Mario from Super Mario Bros. 3. I think that's called a tanuki suit, right? Tanuki? I always mix that word up with other words. I'm not sure why. And there's my Facebook like glove, which I really like a lot. It's made out of foam. Huh? You get it, like a lot? I didn't even really mean to pun myself, but I just did. So anyway, yes, there is my shelf. Check it out if you're interested. Now, panning down, you'll see my dual displays. These are my Asus PB27AQ 27-inch monitors with each a resolution of 2560 by 1440. Yes, 1440p resolution. They are excellent, excellent monitors. Easily, without a doubt in my mind, the best monitors I have ever had. Seriously, combine these two with the kind of work I do with Photoshop, video editing, social media, tons of multitasking, and they're just a lifesaver. They make my setup that much better. But if we pan over here, you will see that I'm currently using, again, the AOC, I don't have it memorized yet. Q2963PM 21 by 9, 29 inch, 2560 by 1080 resolution monitor. Now, this is a very interesting change coming from dual 27-inch monitors to one 29-inch, 29 point, that makes sense. 21 by 9 monitor, that's all I'm saying. I will say it's a very interesting change, and I've noticed a significant decrease in my productivity, not increase. Now, if you're coming from dual, maybe like 21-inch monitors, and you're going to this, then yes, maybe you won't notice a difference. But for someone like me who loves their 27-inch monitors, going to something like this, in my opinion, is a huge downgrade, and it's just setting yourself up for disaster. Now, maybe disaster seems a little overly dramatic, but guys, I cannot express how much I love my Asus displays. So, I mean, this isn't a bad monitor, but believe me, I will go in detail in my review. So anyway, back to the tour. I just had to throw in those comments. So before I forget to mention it, for some reason I always overlook this detail. This is my IKEA jerker. I have had this thing since the days of being a Windows user. Yes, I've had this desk since maybe, 2004? So I've had it for quite a long time now, and it is easily the best desk I have ever owned. I got it from $99. Did I just say from $99? I mean, guys, I got it for $99 from IKEA, and it just has been an awesome desk. Now, the only downside is IKEA no longer sells it. So if you're interested in getting this desk, unfortunately, you cannot get this exact desk. But the good news is, I believe IKEA sells a very, very similar desk and at a similar price called the Galant. So if you're interested, go to IKEA's website, type in Galant, and maybe you'll find a desk just like this. So on the desk, obviously this is where all the magic happens. I'm not going to talk about the AOC monitor too much, but as you can see, it's pretty wide, and I gotta say, it's a very interesting change. This is my late 2013 Mac Pro, which was very generously sponsored by my YouTube community. You guys are awesome. For more information on that, head on over to daviddefranco.com, and I have a link on the very bottom showing off my Mac Pro contributors. That means you guys and your links and all that stuff. And of course, I have many videos on this, so check them out. This is my Western Digital MyBook hard drive. I believe it's 2 terabytes. Or is it 3? I'm pretty sure it's 2. I'm not entirely sure. But it does a great job at holding my videos, my media, some backup, and all that stuff. 5.1 Logitech system. I currently have my center channel down here because one of the downsides, there it is, one of the downsides about this AOC monitor is there is no height adjustment, which actually bothers me very much. So in other words, I have no room to put the center speaker on my desk any longer. I mean, I could put it in front of there, but then it would block the AOC logo and kind of make it look bulky. But hey, that's just one drawback that I will be talking about in my review. But anyway, 5.1 system, awesome. There's my rear right speaker, and down here is the main control center where I can do the, control the different channels, different modes, volume, and all that good stuff. So, going back to the desk, here is my Apple Bluetooth keyboard and Bluetooth Magic Mouse. These two make an awesome combo. Now, I realize a lot of people hate the Magic Mouse, and I can fully understand that, but I can't see myself using a regular traditional mechanical mouse, or whatever you want to call it. I love my Magic Mouse. I'm just so used to it. It works very well with OS X Mavericks and the touch gestures and all that stuff. So if you're interested in looking for a different kind of mouse and a different kind of mouse experience, give the Magic Mouse a look. You might be surprised. Right to the left of this awesome duo is my Idea notebook and my pen. I don't generally always use that pen. I use whatever pen I have around me. But yes, my next project is called, well, at least the code name of it is Project. I just combined the words. Project Bluehost, because I am affiliated with Bluehost now, and the days of GoDaddy are behind me. So if you're interested in checking out Bluehost, the link is right below. Here's my iPhone 5S, 32 gigabyte. I'm using a spec case. I'm not sure the exact title of that case, but I will link you guys right below. Office calendar, Dwight bobblehead, love it. And of course, a Logitech C910 webcam. I almost forgot to mention that. Great webcam. I mean, I've had it for a couple of years. It does a great job. The onboard mic sucks, But that's why I use this, my blue snowball mic, which I've had probably since 2008, thanks to my good friend, Sully Dude. Of course, as expected, I'm talking a little more than I wanted to, but hey, I love this stuff. Alright, where to next? Oh, my chair. I have no idea what chair I use. It was kind of a hand-me-down from my dad years ago. As you can see, it has seen better days. But it's a great chair, and I love it. It works well. Alright, so right under the monitor, I have a USB 3.0 hub, 7 ports. It works very well. These are my 2 SD card adapters for my Panasonic and my Canon. To the left, I think this is 8 GB. Yes, it's SanDisk Cruiser, 8 GB, USB 3.0 flash drive. I have yet to honestly use this. I don't use flash drives as much as I did back in the days of college. But hey, if I ever need to transport data or anything, then I have that. Especially if I plan to move some data around on my PS3 or Xbox One, then that's perfect for that. So there you go. Nothing too exciting, but it is part of my setup. Now, panning to the right, that is my trash can, which actually looks like the trash can in the OS X dock, but I believe they're changing that icon in OS X Yosemite, so those days are over. That's just some trash I gotta throw away with some packages I got in the mail today. That is my case for my Canon T4i, as well as my Panasonic HTC SD600K if I happen to take both those cameras with me on any trips, such as my camping trip that I've been recently doing with my family. And of course, I cannot forget to say that is my subwoofer. I believe it's 150 watts. I could be wrong, but check it out on Amazon if you're interested. Now, closing this door. Wait, not closing it yet. Up here is my office sign. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of the show, The Office. I pretty much still watch it every single day, especially if I'm going to bed. Alright, this is a Macworld Magazine Anniversary Edition for my good friend Alfred over at youtube.com/ADeBlasi. He was nice enough to frame it for me, and I've had this thing for years, and I figured it looks great in here because this is my office. Panning down, rear right speaker, MacBook Pro backpack. This is my dedicated bag for my Panasonic HTC SD600K. You can never say that right. Who am I kidding? I can. I just kind of slipped up there. Lots of tripods. Well, actually, only 2 tripods. But I used to have a lot of tripods back there, but I kind of put them in storage because I don't need to see them every single day. And finally, panning to the right where we almost started this tour. These are my Boomco stickers because I was, sponsored by them a couple months ago, and they were nice enough to send me a few Boomco guns to play around with. And included with those guns were some targets, so I think that's pretty cool. And there's a Portal sticker. The other half of that Loot Crates Portal is in my bedroom. So there you go. As always, I'm sure I missed at least 1 or 2 items, and if I did, please feel free to comment right below. And there's a good angle of my setup in case you're interested, and honestly I'll be using that as my thumbnail, so that kind of works out. There's my shelf, magazine, speaker, blah blah blah, one quick pan, and boom. Okay, now that I'm a little dizzy and a little thirsty from talking so freaky much, there's my tour, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, you did hear me mention Amazon a lot in this video. Well, for 2 reasons. 1, I love Amazon. Who doesn't? And 2, I will list as many products as possible that were talked about in this tour right below on Amazon in the video description. So check them out if you're interested. So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tour for summer 2014. Don't forget, there will be a new tour for maybe even either fall or winter. Most likely winter. Nothing too exciting happens in the fall. Winter is when all the good stuff starts happening with all the holiday madness and some decorations and stuff. So I'll definitely be sure to do a tour by then. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Seriously, your support is awesome, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.